Rink-wide Vancouver exclusive here as we've got breaking news, JPat, as we found out today. Brock Boeser going to require hand surgery, going to miss the start of the season for one of the Canucks stars.
Yeah, I mean, just dreadful news for him, obviously, and hard news to hear for the hockey club that needs sort of everything to fall its way. Like, they've improved this group. We talked about increased depth up front through training camp up at Whistler, but they're still one of those teams that's right there in that mix. Yeah, there's no guarantee they're going to be a playoff spot, and they need things to fall their way, and this is just not the definition of something falling their way. And for Boeser, last year, we know the struggles off the ice, the family issues. He comes to camp. Last week, he declared this is the year for 30 goals, and not the news he's looking for either. Now, I suppose the silver lining in all of this is it's the first week of the preseason. The regular season doesn't start until October the 12th. 3 to 4 weeks. He's likely to miss the season opener unless he's a super healer. But 3 to 4 weeks is going to put him into the regular season. But it doesn't look like if he does heal up properly, he shouldn't miss an awful lot of game action. But you do wonder about that 5-game road trip right off the hop. And the final game of that 5-game road trip's in Minnesota, his hometown. It's the only time the Canucks play at XL Energy Center this season. So that's a game I'm sure he'd love to be a part of, and maybe that's his target to get back into the lineup. Whatever the case, one man's loss is another's opportunity, and that's what preseason is all about here. So it is now that next man up mentality. The only problem there is matters are complicated a little bit because we just don't know about Ilya Mikheyev. He left last night's game. Bruce Boudreau didn't have any update. There was some talk that he was going to be evaluated today, an off day for the Vancouver Canucks. So we'll see if that depth is in fact as strong as the Canucks believe it is. Nils Höglander would seem like an option based on the camp that he had to get a promotion here, and maybe this is the opportunity that he's looking for, and we'll see what he can do with it.
What do we know about the injury, though, right? Like, do we know when we know it happened during training camp, obviously, but can we pinpoint where you might have seen the injury happen?
No, and that's the thing. So we were there on Saturday. Boeser in his group, and again, the Canucks were broken up into 3 different groups. 2 of them scrimmaged against each other on a daily basis. So Boeser had been skating through camp with JT Miller and Tanner Pearson. Everything had gone fine the first couple of days. On Saturday, the final day of camp, Boeser was out there. He skated with his group. And then when the scrimmage started, and there was Miller and there was Pearson, and there was a guy by the name of Michael Ragouche on right wing on the line with Pearson and Miller. Michael Ragouche is not Brock Boeser. And right then and there you thought, that ain't right. Because Boeser had just been on the ice, and now this team was lining up to play scrimmage. So, somewhere along the line on that Saturday, you wonder, did he get hit by a puck? Did he take a slash? Did he fall awkwardly into the boards? This is a guy who's had a wrist injury. Now, the Canucks are terming this a hand surgery, and so I want to take them at face value on that this isn't related to the wrist. But again, with Brock Boeser's health, there's a long list of injuries, and that's part of his story now. So you hope that everything goes smoothly here. He's in the hands of the best medical professionals possible. He's going to get the treatment he needs, but not what Boeser needed, not what the Canucks needed. And then again on Saturday after training camp, you were there when Patrick Alvin came out, and he kind of made light of the fact I asked if there was an update on Boeser, and he said, it's a beautiful day here in Whistler. He probably just wanted to go for a walk. And right then and there, you thought, okay, that's not an answer that, hey, everything's going to be just fine. And then Bruce Boudreau again said, well, he wasn't supposed to play on Sunday, precautionary reasons. And then I asked postgame, I said to Bruce, I know Monday's a day off, but do you expect Brock Boeser to be there at practice on Tuesday when the team gets back on the ice? And he certainly didn't say yes. He kind of talked around that question as well. And so all of those things added up to thinking that Boeser might be out a little bit of time here, but didn't anticipate hand surgery being required not even after the first day he didn't get into that preseason opener. So, just a tough blow all around for Brock Boeser and the hockey club.
You talked about people benefiting from it. And I think the easy answer is Nils Höglander. But what if it isn't? Who could step up and fill that role that Brock Boeser they need to fill, that is?
Well, and this is, I suppose, where Bruce Boudreau's best laid plans kind of come back to bite him a little bit. And I have no issues with him going into camp and saying, I don't want to experiment. I want to get some chemistry right from day one. But you can't control injuries, and they're the wild card in the mix here. So, he liked what he saw last night from Garland and Horvat and Podkolzin. I don't think you want to touch that. I think you want those guys to continue to play. You're trying to get Kuzmenko familiar with NHL ice, with his teammates, with Pettersson. Bruce lined Pettersson, Kuzmenko, and Mikheyev up for a reason. He wanted to see what that line looked like, and he knew what he had in Pearson, Boeser, and Miller, and so that's kind of why he went where he went. Now, all of a sudden, you're saying, well, Besser's a shooter, he's a right-shot guy. Could you take Kuzmenko and just plug him in? You could, but all of a sudden, you've been asking Kuzmenko to play with Pettersson. You wanted to see those two. Clearly, you did that for a reason, so maybe that's where they go. But also, you've just got Höglander kind of waiting in the wings and looks like he's earned an opportunity. I do wonder if that's the simple way to proceed and keep the chemistry that's in place with those other lines. We need to find out a little bit more about Mikheyev and if he's going to be out any length of time. The other thing, though, Andrew, is Boeser is a fixture on that top power play unit and was productive on the power play. I wonder if Kuzmenko gets that opportunity. Right shot for right shot, just slide him in, skilled guy. Now, where Boeser plays on the power play is down low, so that's a new role, I think, for Kuzmenko, something that he would have to learn and adapt to, but right now, that kind of feels like maybe the best opportunity. The other guy would be Connor Garland, just because we know how productive he was 5-on-5, didn't get much love on the power play, certainly didn't get many points on the power play last year. Maybe it's an opportunity. Again, though, keep in mind, we're talking about, if all things go well, 5 to 7 games. It's not 6 weeks, it's not 3 months. This is the silver lining that it happens now in the first week of the preseason. And so Boeser has a couple of weeks before the puck drops for real on October the 12th to heal up. And then you hope that by opening night that he's close to getting into the lineup. But again, you remember last year, tweaked something in his groin in the preseason and missed the first 4 or 5 games. So history repeating itself, a different injury. But the fact that for a second straight year, Brock Boeser is going to start the season on IR.
Yeah, those 3 to 4 weeks, that's assuming everything goes right. So hopefully it does for Brock Boeser, and hopefully the news is good in terms of Ilya Mikheyev for the Canucks as well, because 2 big holes to fill there in the top 6 or top 9 for the Canucks. Stay up to date with us throughout the week here on Rink Wide Vancouver. We'll have some new podcasts coming later on this week. We also got a post-game show, pre-game show coming exclusively here on YouTube on Thursday as the Canucks get set to play their 3rd preseason game against the Seattle Kraken. For Jeff Patterson, I'm Andrew Wadden. Thanks for watching, everybody. And remember, Rink Wide is the show that always scores.